Hello everybody at Enchanted Emerald. This is Melissa bringing you a reading here for my Aquarius gang for the month of December 2021. I took a little bit of a hiatus. I was feeling super exhausted and I am back at you with some readings for the month of December. And so my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, as we step into the energy for you this month, I'm really feeling a month of overall grieving, right? I feel like there's going to be a transition here for you, and as you round out the month, you're going to be stepping into a new beginning, and I really love that for you, especially since we're going to be starting a new year, bringing in some new energy, hopefully a lot more stable energy for us all. But I feel good things for you, Aquarius. So the 1st through the 4th, we have the 8 of Pentacles accompanied with the Hierophant. Now, I really feel as though there's going to be a flood of emotions possibly for you coming in at the beginning of the month. Now, I feel this is kind of foreign for you. I do feel as though Aquarius tends to be a little bit more detached, and so they are very logical in thinking about things and moving forward in terms of how they deal with their emotions. It's really kind of like a foreign field for them, but I feel as this flood of emotions comes in for you, I feel as though it's almost like you finally get it. It's like, ooh, this aha moment where you're like, I get it. I feel like I cracked the code. And it's like you've put in all this time, all of this effort, and you've really been trying to work on this because this isn't something that has served you very well, where like all of these pent up emotions, they've kind of built up and maybe had this wall up where you've had difficulty connecting with others, difficulty really feeling really connected in a relationship. And so what I feel with that is that maybe perhaps you've been processing emotions where you do things, maybe even at work, where you get into this meditative type of flow, and then things are coming up where you've put all of your time, all of your energy into work perhaps, and you get into this flow, this meditative type state, and then these thoughts and feelings kind of arise, and it gives you some time to ponder those things, and so you've kind of dealt with them incrementally, and now all of a sudden it's brought your wall down just enough that you're just this flood of emotions has come up, and now you feel confident enough to deal with that. And I feel as though I feel like you are not struggling with that, you're handling it in stride, and I feel that there's time for you to give credit where credit is due, right? Whether you actually sought professional help in getting you to this space, whether you really relied on your friends, your support people to get you to this place, maybe you just did it on your own, right? But I feel like there's a need for you to just really acknowledge, commend yourself through all of this, be kind to yourself as some of these emotions arise, and, allow yourself to express them, allow yourself to feel them, because as you do that, you're going to be able to release them and create space for something new and better, bring in new energy and new things, especially as we're starting into this new year. But I feel like you're going to be, allowing yourself that space to not only express that, but to grow in the expression of your feelings so that this doesn't happen again. And I feel like there's been a huge growth there, a beautiful lesson, and you'll be connecting with others in a much deeper level. And I really love that for you, Aquarius, because I feel like there's deep love that you have, right? This connection that you feel that you are the humanitarian, right, of the zodiac, and so you want this change, you want this to happen, but I feel like there was just a bit of a disconnect, and now it's like you're starting to see the pieces come together, and you're like, oh, okay, I get this, and so expressing empathy for others and seeing it from their perspective and feeling things at a deeper level is just going to serve you well moving forward. The 5th through the 11th, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, I do feel as though this energy comes in, Aquarius, with a little bit of, a feeling like it's going to be diverting your attention a bit, right? I feel like you've been very focused on your work, focused on, things that you've been trying to accomplish. and something's going to come in and catch your eye, and it's going to be like this rare thing, right? Like, I feel like it's like this rare thing that you don't often see, okay? And I feel like either this is like a double rainbow, or like a Bigfoot that you see in the forest, right? Like, and it's gonna catch your eye, and you're gonna be like, whoa. And so it's captivated you. It's really captured your attention. I feel like you're enamored with it. Now, this could be a new love interest. It could be just an interest that just totally captures your heart. You feel very passionate about it. But whatever this is, I feel as though you're going to end up in a space where you are speaking what's on your heart, speaking what's on your mind in a very public way, speaking out, right? And so I feel like whether this is a speech or maybe just in, the company of private friends and family, you're really going to be speaking what's on your mind and what's on your heart. And so you're going to be in the public eye in some way, shape, or form, right? And you're going to be, your audience is even going to be captivated by that, right? They're going to be seeing your feelings kind of overflow in a different way, and they're going to be like, whoa, that's really, you have really unique and beautiful perspectives to offer to others, and that's a beautiful thing. And so I feel like, as you do this, things are aligning for you in such a way that maybe opportunities will start to present for themselves, or for you, present themselves to you, to where you can begin to walk an easier path in your life. I feel like things have not always been easy for you, and now you've learned some of the major lessons that you were here to learn. Now it's time for you to start to walk an easier path, and as you become more confident in expressing yourself, you are becoming more confident in yourself in general. Like, you realize, like, I'm a gem, and I do have the ability to go for the gold, and I can do this. And so, I feel that this is just stepping into who you are, embracing who you are, and stepping into that true self with that solar plexus chakra, really utilizing that. And I do feel like it will serve you well, because you do have like a genuine curiosity for life and intense interest for all walks of life. And so as you start to embrace your confidence, you might be more apt to speak out about, things that you're passionate about, or about things, that you're seeing that you feel are not just in the world. And so that's a beautiful thing. Moving into the 12th through the 18th, we have the Lover's card and the Emperor. So these two actually came out together. Now, I feel like with this, this brings a little bit of having to take control of the situation, right? Now, I do feel with this week, that there could be moments in time where you experience some sort of like flashbacks, or night terrors, right? Nightmares or flashbacks, things that like are very emotionally distressing to you, okay? Now, I want you to understand that this is all purposeful, right? Now, this is coming up for you. We have to feel things to move through them. Sometimes these are a result of things that we've been through, right? Sometimes we can't control these things. Now, moving through all of this, I want you to know that you have beautiful magic surrounding you through this. Spirit is surrounding you, like giving you this beautiful hug as you experience some of these things, even though they're emotionally distressing, okay? I feel like you might be even going through some sort of a court issue where, if you are an Aquarius out there that is going through some sort of court system, you have the judge, will be on your side. I feel like everything's going to be working out. Everything's going to go your way. Okay, that's what I feel with that. So I want to relay that that's a very specific message. It's probably for, a couple of Aquarius out there that may be listening. But I do feel like, again, this is alluding to action that needs to be taken on your part. Now, I do feel that it's like this bewitching hour that's upon us, or this golden hour that's upon us. And when I think about the golden hour, I think about like the time like right before sunset, like right in the morning time. And this is when we're closest to spirit, right? This is when there's so much magic around us. Yet sometimes we don't always feel that, right? We wake up and then immediately our mind starts racing to things that we have to do for the day, right? And we don't embrace those moments. So it's about being open to understanding that spirit is around you, seeing the signs that spirit is there for you and supporting you, right? So this magic is all around us, but we have to still be able to be open. You know, there can be so much amazing magic around us, but we have to be able to be open to it first of all, and then know how to harness that magic, and then also utilize it to the best of our abilities. So are you setting your intentions? Are you asking the angels for help? Are you being open to see the signs that spirit is around you to give you that comfort that you need? Are you seeing the angel numbers when you're feeling emotionally distressed? Are you looking for those things? Because it will be there if you are looking for that, right? So that's part of that. That's the action steps, right? And our intentions, our prayers, things like that that we can do to help us get through things, right? But I also feel like too, with the golden hour, when we talk about those flashbacks and things that you could be experiencing, those things that are emotionally distressing, have you sought the help that you need to get through some of those things? Have you done the work to get through some of those things? Because after we go through traumatic events in our life, sometimes we do need to ask for help. Sometimes we do need to go see a professional to talk about these things. Maybe we do need to do some journaling to reflect on where is it that I am still, having trouble and not being able to process some of this stuff and to move forward and to create new beautiful dynamics for myself. Because when we hold on to that trauma, right, it's hard for us to create space for something new and beautiful to come in as well. So it's about taking that action that you need to. When we talk about that golden hour, it's like getting that help that you need and doing it in a timely fashion, right? So that's really what I feel for the 12th through the 18th. So making sure that you're taking the action steps that you need, and then being open to the magic that is around for you, right? And, understanding that you are a magical being. And so when you set those intentions, it's very powerful in putting out into the energy what you're hoping to gain or hoping to get out of a situation, right? Because things don't always need to be as scary as you think that they will. Things can go better than you think that they will if you're not focusing on the doom and gloom of what it could be, right? So being very mindful of where you're putting your focus and your attention as well. Moving into the 19th through the 25th, we have the Temperance card. Now, the Temperance, I really feel with this one too, is, I get the word centrifuge with this now, right? When we talk about the centrifuge, it's like a machine that like separates these components of, like whether it be blood or whatever it's being processed, right? It separates all the components, right? So this is like spirit saying, you will be set apart from the rest. Now, with the Temperance card, we have this beautiful alchemy that's represented in this card, right? We have to connect with our patience and our moderation and balancing our divine masculine and feminine and going with the flow, right? And so when I see this here, it's about being grounded, but then also going with the flow, right? And so balancing all of that is a beautiful thing. Now, there is a message here for you for this week that there will be a sequence of events that must transpire in order to trigger all that you desire. Okay, so this is exactly what Spirit said. So this has to happen before this can happen, and then this can happen, and then this can happen, and then probably you'll be at the space and time of the desired achievement that you want, right? And so it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen overnight. And it is about being able to take a step back and let go of the control of it and wait for things to come in for you, right? You don't always want to try to control everything. You want to create space for Spirit to show up for you in a beautiful way. Now, I feel with this too, when you're being set apart from this, it's a reminder here that there is a perfectly imperfect path, right, for you, right? And so it's not going to look exactly like what you want it to look like. It's not going to be the perfect path. You're not going to, by definition, the perfect path for you would be what you have in your mind set out to achieve, right? But what Spirit has in mind is going to be a totally different thing, right? Because they know what is for our highest and best. And so moving through this, it's not going to look exactly what you think it should look like, right? And then there's a reminder also that your path is going to be different than others, because I think that there will be a tendency to get discouraged or frustrated through this whole thing when you're looking at it and seeing that, gosh, it happens so easily for this person, or gosh, their path looks so great, and this didn't happen for them, and why am I experiencing this setback, right? Don't get caught up in that story, because it's not your story. Your story will be different. Your story will come in a little different. Your story is going to be the path that is meant for you. And so, yes, we do have an ability to kind of exert some control in setting some intentions and, creating this beautiful, co-creating, I guess, this beautiful space, with Spirit, co-creating this beautiful path for ourselves, right? And we can set our intentions of what we would like it to look like. But in the end, ultimately what it comes in like is not going to be exactly what we're wanting, probably, right? And so most cases. And so, I think that, there's a reminder here that like Spirit will have this perfect path for you. You don't have to go out there and try to forge your own path and try to create things on your own. There is setting your intentions. There's this taking the inspired action and then taking a step back and then flowing, going with the flow, right? Sitting on that inner tube on that lazy river of life and waiting for Spirit to bring in something different, right? Or to bring that in for you, what you've set your intention for, what you've taken your action steps for, right? So there's, an understanding, like you have to come to an understanding with Spirit that there's a beautiful path here for you if you're willing to honor that path, right? And not get caught up with what the ego wants or what the ego thinks that it should look like. So there's a sequence of events that will have to happen, and you may or may not know, right? You may or may not know exactly what those sequence of events are. Maybe you have an idea of like, this is the end goal, and I have an idea of like what it should flow like or might flow like, and then when it comes in it might look a little different, and then you can say, okay, well, I really liked that, and that's kind of exactly what I was hoping for. It's not exactly what it should look like, but I can work with it. And then you set your intentions and you wait for the next thing to happen, because it's just going to take some time for you to get to your total desired goal. And so not, going through and saying, I'm gonna do this, and this, and then at the end it's gonna look like this, because it's definitely probably not even gonna look like that. In the end, it will look like something totally different, and maybe you'll be totally pleased and maybe utterly shocked and at just how amazing it is. So understanding that when you're exerting all of this energy into trying to make this happen and this happen and this happen and this happen, there's also an element of divine timing, I feel, with that as well for you, Aquarius. So moving into the 26th through the 31st, we have the Three of Swords. Now with this, I do feel as though this last week of December is going to bring a bit of a change. Now I do feel like this is, an energy where it's not completely unexpected, but you are going to feel, a bit of a disheartened feeling, right? I feel like somebody knocked the wind out of you a bit, like complete disappointment. Now I feel like somebody stole your joy, right? Like somebody stole something from you. I feel that this has something to do with a change in a job or a change in a home situation. Maybe you're being asked to move. Maybe you lost your job. This is what I'm feeling. Maybe you will lose your job. But I feel like this is something that you take so much pride in what you're doing. Now, I feel like what is the reminder here is that even though you might be disappointed, even though you might be disheartened, there is a feeling here that it's creating space for something that's more aligned with where you are emotionally, where your values align, right? Now, when I think about like home, like what's your ideals look like? Because home isn't necessarily just a space, right? Like a space that we live in. Home can be, who do you surround yourself with? Do these people align with the same vision that you have for yourself? Do these people have the same vision as you? Do these people have the same values as you? Are you surrounding yourself with those type of people at work or at home, right? Maybe these people are being removed from your space because it is not in alignment with you. And so you're being asked to take a different direction at this time. And you might be upset by that right now, and that's okay. Honor that feeling. Allow yourself to grieve. I feel that this is the grieving that's coming in. There will be some grieving around this, and this grieving, is individualized, and it can last more time for others than somebody else. Somebody might welcome this change. Initially, I feel like it's going to be disappointing. I feel like somebody's going to be very disheartened by this. But again, like I said, I don't feel like there's a complete shock with this. I feel like in the back of your mind, you kind of felt like this was coming, or you knew this was coming in some way, shape, or form. And so as you are asked to move into a new situation, just be mindful that you are just simply creating space for something that's more aligned with what is, aligned with what your vision of your life is like, what your ideals are, and make sure that you're surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals as well going forward. Overall advice for the month of December, Aquarius, we have the Strength card with the Fool, so bringing in that new beginning, right? And it's about being courageous, tapping into that lion, that strength, about being courageous. Now, the word hopeful is coming in here. I do feel that overall you will have an optimistic outlook as you're moving forward. I feel like it's about channeling what you really want, okay? I feel like there's something that you really, really want, and it hasn't been your focus for a while. It's about making that your focus, channeling that energy of that strong desire for that, channeling that strong desire into your new beginning, knowing what you want and going for it, going after it, okay? So just when you feel like things are falling apart around you, it's really creating this beautiful new birth, right? This new beginning as you grab this Fool energy, right? This new beginning for you. So make sure that you are focused on things that are important to you. Focus on things that you want to manifest, not things that you don't want to manifest, and know that you have all of the control about what manifests into your life. So be courageous, Aquarius. So I do so hope that this read resonates for you. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. If you know another Aquarius that's near and dear to your heart that you feel inclined to share this with, please do, so that they can benefit from hearing this message. And as always, you can catch me if you want your own personal reading, because not all general readings can resonate with everybody. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you're looking for your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. If you're catching me here on the YouTube, my Square site will be pinned in the description box below, or if you're catching me on the YouTube on my Enchanted Emerald site, it is pinned at the top of the page, or you can email me at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. And thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Thank you for watching.